Okay, so I'm here with Steve. Steve has just done his first bodybuilding competition. This is something that I started doing way back in 1989, so my memories of my first show are a little hazy, so I wanted to talk to Steve about what it was like. How long had you been thinking about competing?
I've probably been thinking about competing for about 2 years, since I've been training since sophomore year of high school, which was about 10 years. Been working out and lifting weights and into it, and I started really thinking about competing probably about 2 years ago.
What actually made you decide this is it? I'm going to do it now.
I met Kate, who I train with at my gym, and she introduced me to Matt, my coach from MassFit Prep, and we kind of hit it off, and I felt good about everything. So I didn't have much going on this year. I said, why not? It's time to do it.
So, you know, I often tell people it's a cool thing to compete, just because it's good to finally see what's going on underneath the fat in the water. Not that you're probably really fat, but I mean, this is when you really get an excellent idea of what your physique looks like. So what was the process like for you dieting and finally seeing everything revealed and saying, this is exactly what my physique looks like?
The process, meaning like how I felt?
Well, first of all, I mean, this is your first contest diet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, was it easy, tough? How was it?
I've always kind of had some sort of diet plan, meal plan. I've always usually prepped my meals. So the change wasn't too extreme for me. Getting closer to getting on stage was definitely an eye-opener. It was definitely a change. I did not like it. I liked it because I liked seeing changes in my body every morning, waking up from knowing what I ate the day before and the water intake and the carbs and fats and everything else. So I thought that was pretty cool. As much as it was tough to do, it was also enjoyable because you could see the changes in your body every day. So,
you know, you've been training for years with the goal of getting bigger, stronger, and all of a sudden the focus shifts, and now it's, I got to get leaner and leaner. So mentally, was it a tough challenge for you to go from one way of thinking to another?
Mentally it was really tough to see yourself shrinking and getting smaller, looking in the mirror and getting on the scale and seeing the weight drop and some of your lifts go down because you're not as big, you're not taking in the carbs that you would have, you know, off season. It definitely gets to you on certain days, but you know, when you're waking up and you're seeing, you know, your abs come through and veins you never saw before, that's when it kind of like, it evens it out a little bit, I think.
Okay, so the day of the show, getting ready for months, weeks and months for this one day. Was it kind of what you thought it would be like, or how was it any different from the way you pictured it, that competition day?
I had been to previous competitions to watch friends and family that compete that I know, but being backstage and everything, I had some sort of idea, but it was definitely an eye-opener seeing what everybody does, you know, what they're eating back there and what they're taking in and tanning up and stuff. I mean, I thought it was a great experience. I loved it.
You know, I think the biggest shock or the biggest part of it that's different from anything you've ever dealt with before is when you actually walk out on stage under the lights. You got the judges, you got the crowd. Was it overwhelming for you, or did it go by super fast? What was it like when you finally were up on that stage at last?
It definitely went by fast. I mean, I went from doing almost, you know, 0 to 100 in your heart rate. You know, you get under the lights and your heart's pounding, you see all the people out there. So your head's spinning, you're trying to focus on hitting all the poses right and flexing everything. So your head's spinning, and it kind of, before you know it, you just went through all the poses and you're walking off stage and you're huffing and puffing and you hope you hit everything good. So, I mean, yeah, it was definitely just do 0 to 100 once you walk out there.
So I always say, you know, I've talked to so many people who competed. You walk away from the experience saying, oh my God, I can't wait to do this again, or screw this, I never want to do this again. Where do you fall on that?
I definitely want to do it again. Yeah. Definitely, I mean, just to see yourself, you know, I just want to get better. You know what I mean? I like the lifestyle. I've kind of always lived some sort of lifestyle, so just wanting to do better and do better in my next shows and just excel, I definitely want to do another one.
Yeah. So does this change the way you look at training, the way you look at your physique? Like, do you have different goals now than you might have like a year ago before you got into this whole process? Like, how are you going to approach your training and your goals? How are they going to change now that you've been on stage and you see this is what I look like, and you have a vision in your head now, this is what I want to look like?
Yeah, I think I know more of where I need to focus muscle groups wise, and I'm definitely off season. I'm gonna focus more on those muscle groups, mainly my legs, and maybe go a little bit easier on my upper body, do a little bit more high volume and reps and stuff, and try to stay as lean as I can off season but also be able to build more muscle and leave everything else up in the hands of my coach.
So there's a lot of guys out there, girls, who are thinking about competing, but they're on the fence, and some of them never actually compete because they just never make that commitment. What would you say to people as to why this might be a good idea to at least try once?
If they have the time to put into it and the money, I think it's a great experience. It's a rewarding experience. You learn more about yourself. You see yourself do things that you didn't think you'd be able to do before. And even if you just did it once, I mean, it's an accomplishment. It's a goal that you set for yourself, and you did it. And it's just something that you can take on as a mindset for other things in life. If it's not even bodybuilding, just other work and whatever it is. I definitely think that you have accomplished a goal, and you went up there and you did it, and it opens you up to doing other things in life the same way.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. So that's the experience of a guy who just stepped on stage for the first time. Some of you guys out there might be thinking about it yourself. This might have made up your mind to get involved. Give it a try.